Welcome back, my dear students. So there is another module. There are a couple more modules that I want you to be aware of, but I want to show you about events. You already saw how we deal with events before. We use events here. Every time we use this method here on, we're using events. Okay, so you've seen this a couple times. Now, what I want to show you in this lecture here is how to make a custom event because these are built-in events. Okay, this is something that's already built in into the language. Basically, we have an event called line and we are listening for that, right? So it has its own functionality. I want to show you how to create a custom event, and I want to show you how to emit one, how to uh, fire that event. Okay, so let's go ahead and create an event. I'm gonna call this events.js, and we're gonna use the new keyword here for ES6 called consts. It's about time you start using it. Okay, we use it a lot in every time we require stuff from any modules, because most of these modules you're now going to assign a new value to it. Okay, now remember that every time you are assigning a new value to it, that's when you have a problem. But when you have stuff that you're going to be using, let's say like custom methods or properties that this object has, const, it doesn't matter if you use const. Okay, you can, as long as everything is inherited from inside this object. If you are assigning a new value to that inherited property, then that is a problem. So let's come here and let's start playing with it. Let's use the new keyword let as well, and let's just say, since this is a constructor, okay, let's do a new instance events, event emitter. This is the one we need right here. Okay, so now that we have a new instance, we can play around with it. Okay, so we can use this on here, and we can create our own custom event. We don't have an event yet, but we are about to create one. Okay, so let's just make up a random name here. Let's just say new event or something like that. That would be the name of our event. Later on, we are going to be using this name to emit an event, to fire that event. So we're just going to create the code here that that custom event is going to have. And of course, we're going to have a callback function. We can use a function or the new syntax arrow function. Okay, there we go, like this. Let's just, this event is going to take in an argument in this case. And let's just do a console here real quick. I'm not going to create something fancy, just a custom here event. And let's use template strings. I'm trying to use new code here, guys, just to get you used to it if you're not. And we're just gonna have a login message, and there we go. Huh, this is supposed to have this same. All right, so later on when we emit, we are going to pass in an argument, and we are going to echo that argument out or display it, okay, in our terminal. And again, you can do whatever you want here. I mean, some events fire, notifications for users when they log in to a login that to a dashboard, or fire an email when a user signs up for a application or something like that. Events are whatever you want them to be, okay? And they fire whenever you want them to fire. So let's say if I want to emit an event, I create an event here that goes to the dashboard and displays a message, okay? And then I'll go and emit that event every time the user logs in. So after the login function, I can say, well, and this is just to give an example, I want to emit an event that I have called new event. And that event, it's good to name your event like, related to the functionalities that you have inside. For example, if you have a new user registration, you create an event that says new user registration event or something like that. In this case, I'm just naming it new event just to, show you what it is, to give you a more related information. So now the second argument here would be the message or whatever we want. Um, this is the name of the event. That's the first argument. Actually, it's not emit. Actually, it is emit. I'm sorry. This is the first argument is the name of the event, and the second is whatever the message you want, whatever data you're planning to put in there. So this could be anything. I'm just gonna say, hello guys, this is Edwin DS. Okay. Now, when I launch this, let's just open the terminal real quick. I'm just gonna, oops, I have missing after argument list. Huh. I have an error there. Oh, I think I have some type of error there. I don't see it yet. It's template string is a reason why I created a template string, right? Because I have to have everything there. Okay. Let's go here and you can see that it says hello guys, this is Edwin DS, right? So let's execute it again so you can see it. All right. So I'm pulling in that module. I'm using the constructor. We're creating a new instance here. Now, in some cases, you're gonna see this being pulled out from the code, okay? Like being inherited from. Like, for example, we know that inside this module there is a function, right? It's called event emitter. In some cases, you're gonna see this syntax here, event emitter, okay? Just like that. And that's fine as well, okay? And then this will be called event emitter. So you can pull that straight from there. I just want to show you that because you're going to see the syntax in some frameworks, okay? So you can just pull it out from there, okay? Just chain it and just pull it out straight from there. And then you can start using it right away, okay? All, and then you can inherit this functionality, this event emitter from other objects. Okay, we're not gonna go into details on how that's done here. We might create a little example later, but you're gonna see this syntax a lot. Just keep in mind that this is basically the same thing. It's just like a shortcut. Instead of going and creating a new instance, it is basically pulling it from the module. We are getting it here, and then we are using it in other objects. In this case, we're just using the events emitter straight. Okay, we're not inheriting from anything, so we're just using it. Anyway, that's it for the event emitters and from creating new custom events. In the next lecture, we're just going to continue with some modules, and later on we're going to jump into the file system, which is going to be a great lesson. We have a lot to cover there. We're going to jump into HTTP modules, npms, and we're just going to have a lot of fun creating service here in this course with Node.js. All right, so keep it up, guys. You guys are doing great. If you're following me along with the code, writing with me, that's the best way to learn. Okay, so keep up the attitude. Don't fall asleep. If you're falling asleep, go take a 15-minute break. Sometimes when you are studying a lot for an hour or two, then that creates a problem. You might want to take a break every hour, 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That's okay. Come back, you'll refresh, and we can start. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next lecture, guys. Take care.